Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and here's the verse of the day. We're going to be talking about Matthew chapter 5 verses 1 through 12, and we're going to be talking about the Beattitudes. So Jesus comes here, so in verse 1, and seeing the multitudes, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his disciples came to him. So this is the very famous Sermon on the Mount. This is, just one of the most famous ones. Kind of an interesting thing is next year my church is going to be going to Israel and actually going to get a chance to visit the mountain where Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount. So this is the very beginning. This is kind of the first part of it in Matthew, which is verses 3 through 12, which are the Beatitudes. So then he opened his mouth and taught them. So Jesus is preaching. So he sat down on a mountain before all these people, and he will talk to them. So, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of God. So, the depressed, the anxious, the stressed, theirs is the kingdom of God. They will inherit something greater. They will have something that will fulfill them that is not of this world. Then we go to verse 4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. So, the grieving will be comforted by the work of God. They will be saved. They will be helped. All of us are going to go through some type of loss. Thank God I haven't really had to go through much loss besides a couple animals, and it's a really devastating thing to people. But faith, hope, love, all that, the most important aspects of being a Christian are something to lean on. The words of Jesus are something to lean on for people, a pillar to hold yourself up on. So then we move on to verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. So the meek, the respectful, those who kind of know when to bite their tongue and when to speak. They're a little bit more cautious with their words and everything. They will inherit the earth. They will, become bigger. They will eventually, you sit in silence and work hard, and you will eventually be rewarded over those who just open their mouth all the time. So blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. So those who hunger for the right thing, for the goodness in the world, those who, maybe donate to different things, maybe join the Peace Corps or different things like that, work for Red Cross, work in a hospital, those who seek to do good on the earth, and they just hunger and thirst every day to help others and do the right thing, they will be filled by the work of God. So, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. A very simple, if you show mercy to others, you will be shown mercy, kind of like the golden rule. So, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So, the pure in heart are the ones who will eventually go to heaven and meet God in a literal sense right there, but also those who are pure in heart are true Christians. They are the true sons and daughters of God. So, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. And here we go even further. Blessed are those who make peace, for they are the sons of God. If you sow up strife, we know God hates those who sow strife among the brethren. So blessed are those who make peace. If you make peace with others, if you keep the peace, if you try to be a peaceful person, you are a true child of God. So verse 10, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. We wrap it up with theirs is the kingdom of heaven. First it was the poor in spirit. Last it is those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. So, Christians, sticking to your belief system, even if you are persecuted for it. You got to think about all the apostles who died for the faith, martyrdom. Not saying you have to die for your faith, but you cannot deny God in the face of adversity, of persecution. So, and if you don't do that, if you stay true to God, if you do not deny him, and you fight, or you kind of stick up in the face of persecution, you will inherit the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. So again, blessed are those who are persecuted and hated, and evil spoken against them for the sake of Jesus Christ, for the sake of God. If you're doing it for God, then you're doing it right. And then rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So just like the prophets of Isaiah, Jeremiah, all of them who were persecuted for what they spoke about, what they were told by God to speak, to write about. If you are being persecuted, you're in the same vein of those prophets, and that's a good place to be in. It means you're doing something right. So thank you for watching, guys, and have a blessed day. Peace.